today I bought this at the vending machine right here, and then Aaron and AJ were like, I want to go to Smith's, and so I was like, all right, I'll go with you. And they were getting energy drinks, and they started talking about the Monsters, and I saw that Hawaiian flavor, and I just really wanted to try it. So then I ended up drinking that instead. But I didn't bring pre-workout for tonight, so I figured this would just be good for pre-workout. I feel like I'm raw dogging it tonight because I didn't bring, like, I'm just wearing my work shirt, which is cool because it's Cult Fitness. Dude, I've been excited for legs, but I get so much anxiety for legs too. Because when you train in a progressive overload manner, I got this much reps last week. I need to get, like, for example, if I got 10, I need to get 11. I know how much it took to get 10 reps last week. It killed me, right? Because if you're going, like, to that point. So now I got to get 11? Crap, right? And, like, science says if you ate correctly and you slept correctly and you drank the water properly, then you will get the 11th one. Just because it would have built that muscle there. But
do you find that to be true though?
Or is it
just
yeah.
Like a mentally...
Yeah, absolutely. Because clearly I have not drinking my water today. So hydration might have an effect on that. I think when you keep those variables consistent, then it's really easy to track why something did or didn't happen as far as result. It's just input and output. If you put the proper inputs into something, you can expect an output. And even if you don't get that output, at least you have variables to work within to throw another variable in because you've kept these constant, you know, because you're keeping things constant. So there's less guesswork within your routine. There's less guesswork within your results. You have a mystery on a bunch of stuff. It's going to be a mystery on why you don't have results. I think that's fair to say. I'm about to start a new program with Aaron, which I'm really excited about. Today I'm kind of just do a traditional leg workout that I typically do. I'm going to start with abductor adductors and kind of just pump some blood in my glutes and in my hips right here. So I feel like when these get warmed up, it makes the rest of the session feel more mobile. I do like to use that to open it up. Next thing we'll go into is kind of just get some blood into the quads because I had a pretty hamstring focused day last time, and so I'd like a more quad based day. I'll still throw in hamstrings for sure and do mostly my hamstring stuff at the beginning. But what I'm thinking right now, because I kind of just want to have fun with it today before I get on like a bunch of workouts he has me do, which I will explain. It's nothing too fancy, nothing too complicated, but it's something super light just to get blood there and to warm up the knees. But once again, not waste any energy because I'm going to get back to the leg extensions later. And so I'm thinking just do that warm up on the abductor, adductor, and on the leg extension. And then I'm just going to start the actual workout on the leg curls. And I like to use a seated leg curl, so I'll do that. I just like the seated leg curl here. And then I'll go into this squat variation over here. That's like a front squat, but it really, really helps me load the tension very, very nice. And then the next thing I'm going to do is use the matrix leg press. I've typically been using the Cybex, but recently I kind of like the matrix leg press. And I didn't throw a lot of weight on there. I just really, really controlled the load. The way I explain it is if you imagine like loading a gun in that spring, or that you go to cock it back, right? You can feel that pressure. And if you were to let go, it would just release back forward. So, well, the other aspect to it is as you know, they call them the innies. This is a part of your leg that needs to grow too. And when you're using that machine, you're carrying the tension right here. I used to put a lot of focus into that. And at that time when I did, this would pop out nice. And it was like, when you start walking and it's just slamming against each other. That's fun. Then, so yeah, we'll do that. We'll go to a leg curl. So yeah. So I'll go.
Main, like, compound? You don't got a compound here?
Not really. The compound would just kind of use this machine over here, and you'll see it. It's a squat, but I sit into it as if it's a front squat, and I really just kind of carry it on my shoulders. You know which one I'm talking about. And it takes a lot of tension off my back, I feel like. So I like it. And I'm just so used to the hack squat and so used to other stuff. But what I'm looking to do, the compound, is actually the Smith machine squat, which I'm going to do at the end. then I can't lift as much and I'm super tired. So it'll look like the hamstring curl, this squat variation over here, leg press, and then leg extension over to the Smith machine. And that's what we'll call it. I do a pretty long set on that. I'm not really trying to like work on that. Like I said, it's just to get blood to this area. What I'm about to do is open this up quite a bit. This feels good too. This one I learned from a bikini girl. From Shayna. So as you go push out, your pelvic rotates in like this. And as you go in, your pelvic rolls back like that. Very interesting. All I'm trying to do is make sure the tension is being on the quads, not the knee joint. So I'm working right now to get my mind to connect to where it's like I can feel the tension come up here as I press. I can feel it literally crunch through right here and then let it slowly pulse down here and feel the stretch all the way up here. I'm about to do an interesting warm-up. This is something I learned from my coach Aaron, and that we'll call it good just for this because we'll come back to this and actually work later. But this is just to get blood into the quads. So there we go. Down. Halfway. Ooh. 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. Good. I've connected to the quad. So that was just priming everything because I'm going to do, after he's done, I'm going to do the hamstring curl. Then I go to reverse squat right over here, leg press. But I'm going to be using so much of my quad there. I'll be able to actually connect with the quad the entire motion because I primed the blood to be there right now. It's a funny way to put it, but like your taint right there between your asshole and like your nuts. Yeah, your gooch. You're like rolling on top of that part when you do the outies. So as you go to press out, you take you take it and you push forward.
Okay, so you're gonna push your gooch like down.
Kind of like that, yeah. And then when you go in, you go like this, almost like you're freaking twerking. But when you do that, you're able to engage all of this so much better.
That's like kind of like
super sus, but I think he's done with this. He's somehow doing chest now. I don't even. I'm gonna do some feeder sets. I just want to connect with my hamstring. So I'm gonna use this lightweight to connect with the machine to really get into it. All right. I'm gonna do 2 reps at a time to move up to my working weight, but only 2 reps so I don't waste any energy and glycogen. So let's get connected. Boom. There you go. Ooh. So I hope that made sense. Right now, where I'm getting the best contraction, where I'm controlling the entire eccentric and able to smash the concentric through, is at about 100 pounds on this right now. Which I know isn't a lot, but I used to push a lot of weight and I would get no growth because I would never be on the muscle. And it literally doesn't matter how much you're, like, no one's getting on stage with a judge and being like, oh my goodness, I can lat pull down 220 pounds. That record's not behind you, right? They don't care you can do the whole stack. They care how your back looks. That's what the judge is looking at. They're going to say, oh, he has a soft back, but did you see how much he put on a lat pull down? Same here. I learned to drop the ego and learn what I can control, smash through eccentrics while still feeling the muscle and be able to control, not let my feet let this up. My hamstring, don't get it twisted, is what's letting it back up. I'm feeling the release of that tension. And so, yeah, I know I'm going to be able to work at 100 pounds and have a great set, somewhere between 10 to 15 reps. So we're going to do that, but I started at 50 so I could just get accommodated with the machine, the mind and muscle connection. I do about 15 reps just to kind of pump the blood there. And then I moved up to 70 and then I moved up to 90. And then I only did 2 reps just so that my body can get used to the new weight that we're moving. However, I don't want to get any waste of glycogen to the muscle that I could be using on this working set at 100, right? So by Subway, there's Stefano's, Roberto's, and then Subway. And it's like, Subway can get like that cheap, no meat in it, pause.
What?
Sandwich, right?
You're actually diabolical.
Hey, it tastes good. I like a spicy Italian. I love it, right? All I'm saying is that you can pay $5 extra, right? And have a whole freaking thing of carne asada fries. It's not healthy for you at all. But I've never had carne asada fries and felt like, oh, I need more food after.
No, for real.
Like, or just not satisfied at all, right? Like, that's the thing. I've had a Subway sandwich and be like, that was delicious, but I'm still hungry, you know? When you eat like a 6-year-old, I don't need someone to make the food look pretty. Just put a bunch of fries, we all like that. Some carne asada, we already like that. And a bunch of cheese, we definitely like that. A bowl full of a bunch of stuff I don't need sounds like Halloween within the dinner meal. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna get this pad over here. Versalifts. These Versalifts are like, I think like $30. Someone gave me these, but these help your heel kind of get lifted. I would like to invest in some like squatting shoes, but those are expensive. You have to pay like $150 to freaking $200 just to get those. Like $30, just put them in your shoe and you get some lift, and it does help with the ankle flexion quite a bit. So definitely notice the difference in the comfortability of me squatting because I have pretty poor ankle mobility. So having these in definitely help. The notorious lift ones, no. I feel like if I see that and I'm like, you're a power lifter or you're like just wanting to be an influencer.
Okay, what about socks?
I've done socks for majority of every leg day, but my issue is ankle mobility and knee and like just flexion on there. So I can never like squat comfortably. And then Sean let me have these, and ever since like putting those in there, I can because he got squat shoes. So then he just gave me these ones, and then like now I do this, and I feel so comfortable on the squat. And it's only like, you saw it, it was only like that much lift. And I feel like I'm able to actually, squat like comfortably. I never thought that would have a difference. I honestly thought they were always super nerdy looking, like squat shoes. So I never wanted to get them. I was like, that's not hardcore. But I'm getting to a point of like, I don't care what it looks like. If I can connect better, that's all I care about anymore, So like, to be clear, I can definitely go all the way down, but I feel the tension go to my glute. And honestly, I don't want it there. I want it to stay right here in my quad. I feel that right about here. So I'm only gonna go down to right there. So I hold it right there and then pop through. And I don't go here unless I'm like freaking out. But I'm gonna stay right here and right here. So I'm only quad. And that's how I'm gonna perform the movement. Okay, I'm kind of taking the hamstring and the glute out of the movement. I know you can go all the way down. That's not my intention. My intention is to only be on the quad. And so it's not full range of motion on this one for me. It's full active range of tension. I feel the tension ends right here and here within the quad. At that low point that I was at, if I were to go any lower, it stops from here and it goes into my glute and hamstring. I don't want that. I want it to be right here, so I stop at that point. And when I come up, I don't lock out knee because then it goes right to joint. So I'm only in between that so I can keep the tension there as long as possible. I promise you, it's a different way of training, but I'm going to carry the tension there and I'm going to freak out because it hurts a lot to do that for that long. So, but that's what I'm doing. Explaining to him, I'm not necessarily doing like all the way down. Like I know I can get full range of motion. I'm just trying to get full active range of tension. So just like only down to here. So I'm still in the quad, but it doesn't go into glute.
Okay.
So just, that's why I'm only going down low. One more. Whew. Okay. Up. Oh. Thanks, brother. Yeah, it was a good quad, but like, I just need to do cardio. Oh my goodness. Breast enhancement. I just like natural. And the other day, she was talking about it, and I literally was gonna go back to like saying no. Come on, I like you natural, and I love you the way you are. But then I thought, if I hop on a cycle, I can't tell you let me enhance my body with this stuff and literally put a needle in my butt and then tell you can't do whatever you want to your body. Insecure?
Yeah.
No, because I'm not taking it because I feel small. I'm taking it because I know it's a competitive thing. Like, I can't be competitive on stage.
Think about how white girls.
Yeah. But that's the thing, like, from the difference is, like, from my standpoint, AJ, you're not competing with any other girl. I love you, and there's no one else, right? So that's how I see it. I'm actually going to step on stage with people and literally get judged, whether AJ likes it or not. It's not for AJ. I'm already secure in knowing that AJ loves me no matter what, Maybe. So they're once in a couple decades. You can't have Chris Bumstead just retire this year, and then I'm next. No, like, it's going to be a few decades.
Mike Summerfield.
Huh? Well, that's just like God-given shape, like his.
Mike?
Yeah, because he's, I think, wider than Chris. Remember, he looks wider because he's shorter, but no, Mike Summerfield's a beast. Nothing else to say about that. Oh. As I'm coming down, it's like spring loading the quad. I used to like play with airsoft guns, right? Like you cock the freaking thing back, you can feel the spring load, and if you were to release it, just goes forward. It's literally what I'm trying to do. Instead of just thinking like let it bounce into the next one, I'm like spring loading for me to gather as much explosive tension to just throw it forward on the quad again. But doing that, getting more growth out of the quad, but it hurts, man. And to carry that tension rep to rep to rep. But I think that's where the skill in bodybuilding is. Like everybody always asks, what is the skill? There's no skill in it. Yes, it's just disciplines. It's just doing boring things and mundane things very consistently. But the skill or the art to it is me getting better at carrying tension in the particular muscle that I'm trying to work. For the quad, gathering the tension the entire time, it not being on knee joint or on hip joint, but gathering the joint on the quad itself. And then as I go and I get it gathered, I don't press through my, through like my feet or my knee or my hip. I'm still exploding through quad all the way up and then gathering on quad back. How much better and better can I get at that? That's the skill. That's the art. And then the next step is how much longer and longer can I hold that tension? So every week I'm getting another rep and another rep. That's a skill, but it's definitely hard. Oh, again. Oh, fuck. Oh. 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 Let's say I have a client. I'm giving him reps. How much reps do I do? I'm probably going to give him more reps, broad range, 10 to 20 reps. Because how fast do I really believe he's going to connect to the intended muscle? Most people, when they're getting started, will tell you at like rep 8 or 9, oh, it's starting to burn. Really what they're saying, that's the first rep they had mind to muscle connection. So if I'm programming, most likely I'm going to give them, I want at least 8 to 10 reps of mind to muscle connection driven reps. So I will buffer those 8 reps and then add another 8 to 10 reps to that and tell them that's their rep range so that they can get those wasted reps.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They can get those wasted reps out of the way. And then I also can be confident knowing they got good reps in as well. So the experienced lifter doesn't need buffer reps, right? So you're talking about Aaron. Dude, not even me and you. I feel like, yes, I can connect very well, but I know without a shadow of a doubt, there's going to be a better way of connecting years down the road, right? So like I consider mine to be between like 10 to 12 reps. I might need 2 or 3 buffer reps, right? Someone like Aaron, someone like Nick Walker, tell them they only have 6 reps. Their 6 reps will recruit more muscle and tear apart more fibers
in that 6 rep range than any of ours 20. And so that's why if I'm programming someone brand new, let's give you more reps for that buffer range of reps. What rep did you feel like you finally connected? Add about 8 to 10 more reps to that. And then your next goal is to get rid of those buffer reps, as in connect sooner within your set. And then you can kind of lower your rep range. What? Let's see. Whoa. Oh. Hopefully Aaron will teach me how to grow these. All right, that's it. I'm done. Tapped out. I don't want to push anymore because I don't feel like my body can take any more stimulus and still recover. Sometimes more isn't better. So I just want to cut it there. Because my quads right now feel absolutely murdered and like perfectly stimulated. So I'm gonna let them recover. Now, if they continue to feel like I can get more, then I'll add in another exercise or another set to this, right? But I feel like this is perfectly fine. So that's my leg day. That's my leg day at the moment until my coach Aaron gives me something different. So that's what I'm sticking with until then. But I hope you liked it. I hope you learned a couple things that I'm able to offer to especially youngsters out there that are kind of getting better, whether it's bodybuilding, whether it's just strength training into the gym. I hope you notice one pattern. It's just doing the same things over and over again and just improving on them. It's doing them with intent and doing them with purpose. It's not a fancy exercise that you're going to find on TikTok that makes you have big legs or a big chest or big shoulders or whatever you want. It's just doing traditional stuff the old timers, the old schoolers did, because that's what grew them the big legs. Just do those. Do what takes hard work and then just do it consistently. To be honest, that's how I've had most of my growth. And so if you do that, I promise you, you can't not have growth. And I bet you're going to have a lot faster growth than the fancy, stupid exercise you found on TikTok. So just do the things consistently. That's my message for you today. And then go home and eat, sleep, recover, drink your water, and just rest. That way the muscle can actually grow during that process. Okay? One more thing. Me and my wife, we do have an online coaching program. So we have a free download that I'll put in the first comment and a link down there. What it'll give you, super simple. It's going to take all that confusion from TikTok and Instagram out of the equation and simplify things to 3 pages. It'll cover cardio, what to do, how much food am I supposed to be eating, whether I'm in a surplus or a fat loss phase. It'll cover strength training, how many times a week should I be training as I'm just getting started, or if I'm an expert. It'll cover all that for you, and it'll even tell you simple mistakes people typically make so you can stay away from those. So go ahead and just use that. It'll have you opt into it, and then an email with the PDF and the free download will be sent to you. So just go ahead and use that, and I'll be able to give you free advice for as long as you're in your fitness journey. I would love to do that for you and just be that resource of help. So go ahead and click that link in the first comment. That way I can get this to you, okay? Other than that, if you like what you saw, you learned some things today, go ahead and just click like. You can subscribe. But I appreciate you guys watching the video, so thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.